We are live after the intro. What's up, my beautiful people? It's your boy, Gio, and we're back on another show, the Giojackson show. Obviously, faithful Niner fans, if you guys are here, what a game yesterday. Man, I'll share my experiences later, but there was another game earlier that day that determined the other Super Bowl contender. Um, but how's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone week starting off good. Happy Monday. We get to chill this week. For example, as Niner fans, we get to relax, enjoy this victory. But starting next week, the job ain't done. And I'm sure if there's Chiefs fans, you guys feel the same way. A lot of confidence there. But man, excited to be here. It's going to be an amazing show. Bang bang, we're here checking in. Other things in sports happen as well. We'll get into that. But first, let's jump in right into it. Let's talk about AFC Championship game. Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. 17-7 game. 17-10, sorry, game. Mahomes, he did it again. He not only beat Josh Allen in the divisional round, he beats Lamar, the MVP, in Baltimore. That defense is crazy. Lamar, he ran a lot. He put his team. He tried to put his team on his back with his legs, but when they came down, a couple of his players let him down. There was a fumble there, and they look frustrated. And Mahomes is back in another Super Bowl. Mahomes, I've been talking about this in the playoffs. Man, can't go against Mahomes. He's Jordan. He's Messi. He's incredible, and my hats off to them. As I'm not gonna give predictions for the Super Bowl yet. We're gonna wait for next week to talk more Super Bowl talk. We're just gonna, let's live in the moment of what it is. And I'm gonna praise them. I'm gonna praise my Niners too. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. The Niners are gonna have to play perfect if we want to beat the Chiefs. The difference, their offense may not be as good as when they beat us in the Super Bowl 4 years ago, but their defense is amazing, top to bottom. Chris Jones, the linebackers, Ladarius Sneed. So it's gonna be a tough game, but it's 2 weeks from now. We'll get into that next week. But um, they did it. Kelsey, he was on fire. Obviously, we know why Kelsey's on fire lately. And man, I hope we win because I don't want to hear this Taylor Swift talk anymore. We got A40. We'll get into that. We got Lamar didn't run enough, but Mahomes really him. True. I mean, Lamar, like you said, Daniel, I mean, he didn't come through when his team needed. I mean, if you're the MVP, right, you got to come through. Yes, a couple of his players didn't let him down, and I'm not sure why they didn't run the ball more. Um, I don't know. They got pass happy for some reason, which is very, not their style. Their style is running the ball. And Mahomes did what he had to do. And that defense is just as good as theirs. I mean, I maybe I would say the Ravens defense is a lot better than the Chiefs defense because they have players everywhere. But when you have when you have a Mahomes, it doesn't matter. You know, Mahomes was actually getting hit this weekend and still made moves. Yeah, I mean, he's sneaky. He's sneaky mobile, and man, it's gonna be a tough task. But anything can happen. It's one game. It's one game. I have faith. We're the faithful, and especially these past couple games with the Niners, they got you believing. Halftime journey. They said, "Don't stop believing," and we didn't. We didn't stop believing. Now let's get to the NFC Championship game. But before I get there, actually, we have a couple questions. Um, is Mahomes already in the GOAT combo? Definitely, definitely. Mahomes, man, what can you say about Mahomes? He has 2 Super Bowls and 3 appearances. I think Every season he's been a starter. He's been in the championship game, and except for I think his first time where I think Brady beat him, he's been in the Super Bowl. Like I said, he's won two, lost one. Oh, he actually wasn't the Rams Bengals. You're right, but he has been he the farthest he's gotten is AFC Championship and nothing less than that. And this season, I would say, he does have Kelsey, Pacheco's good, but other than that, I mean, his receivers, I mean, Rice is okay. I mean, he's good, but the other guys, I don't think they're as good. But man, he makes it work. And in the beginning of the season, it was tough. They were dropping a lot of passes, and I hope for the Super Bowl Tony plays because I need a couple drops from Tony. I need it. It runs in the name, the Tony name. He's been quiet. He's been quiet all week. He's been quiet all season, and I'll tell you this: he's gonna be the biggest Chiefs fan these next couple 2 weeks. I can hear it from him. Fuck him. That's what I say. But anyways, but I think he is. He is. He's only 28 years old. He probably has, man, another 10 years of. He's gonna win a couple more. I will say, but my hope is not this year. Tony always comes in clutch. Do the Niners enter as underdogs after both of their performance in the playoffs? Actually, today, obviously, it's 2 weeks away, but today, for some reason, I saw what they got him as, and the 49ers, they're a point favorite. They were actually 2 points favorite, but a lot of Chiefs people, they bet it on that. It's smart. I mean, they're gonna give the Chiefs right. They give the Chiefs 2 points. Who wouldn't take it? But I honestly believe, man. I mean, the Chiefs got to be the favorites. They're the defending champs. A lot of people aren't talking about that. They are the defending champions, and Mahomes has been going. Did not play at home. He went to Josh Allen. He went to the Ravens. You could say his path to the Super Bowl has been tougher than the Niners, even though the Niners games have been closer. So I would say they're the favorites. I mean, I don't see how the Niners would be 2 point favorites, but Vegas knows something that we don't know. But back to that, I would put Mahomes in the go combo. Definitely, he up there. He's only gonna. I mean, he's only gonna win more. He's probably. I mean, you say. I mean, I mean, the MVP is chosen for the season, but you could say, man, he's the MVP, man. I wouldn't. I wouldn't disagree with it, but obviously they go off with the season. Lamar has had an amazing season, running the ball. Being the number one seed. But when it matters most, these are the games where it matters the most. This is where, you got to show if you're him or not. And Mahomes did, and Lamar couldn't. And that's going to be a question now for Lamar, for Josh Allen, um, for. Here we go to the Super Bowl. Um, then I touched on this funny one: Taylor Swift versus E40 at the Super Bowl. I got my boy E40. He at least 200 pounds more than Taylor Swift. He got a mean right hook. He got the lyrics to back it up. I put E40 above Taylor Swift, song for song, banger after banger, bang bang Niner gang. I mean, who wouldn't? Barrier people. I mean, everyone can name me one Taylor Swift song. I'll wait. I only remember the first one where she wore short shorts and I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and I'm in the bleachers. That's it. That's all I know. Other than that, man, E40 banger after banger. Swifties, they're gonna come after me for this one. I know it. I know it. So if you guys are in the chat, Swifties. And I think that does it for them. Let's talk about it. NFC Championship game. I was there live. I was there. And I will say this. I was a little nervous for the Packers game. Because I felt they were a hot team. They beat the Cowboys. I've seen it, right? I was like, the weather. And once we got through that, I was like, all right, I think this game right here against the Lions, we're gonna dominate. We're gonna roll through them. they're not going to play two shitty games back to back. Like they know what's at stake, the Super Bowl. And hold on, I got a couple comments here. I got Jackson Mahomes next. He got a mean right hook at Jackson. He got a mean right hook. Gio stirring the pot, but he been quiet. El Jackson, they got because he can't do much because he probably give. I don't know if he's banned at the games. I haven't seen him. I haven't heard from him, but he don't give an F. But anyways, I'm confident. Wake up. I couldn't sleep the night before. I wake up, put my jacket on, my Niners jacket, put my hat on, go to the game, and then I don't know what happens. We go into the tailgate, and I have never seen. Obviously, there's Lions fans, right? But I've never seen Lions fans in person, and there was so many of them in the tailgate, and I was like, ugh. Those thoughts start going in your head. What if we lose? Damn, there's a lot of them. And when we go in, but I'm still confident. I go into the stadium. Niners do a great job of like there's a lot of Niners fans there. You don't see a lot of opposing team. Even when we play the Cowboys, I didn't see a lot of Cowboys fans compared to how much Lions fans I saw yesterday. And I mean, it's realistic because they've never been to an NFC Championship game. They don't know when this could be the last time they ever make it this far. Once in a lifetime opportunity. They could potentially go to the Super Bowl. I'm sure those fans are like, man, let's go. I don't care. Whatever the price is, I'm gonna be there. As any fan of a team would be. And then we're down 21-7. Levi Stadium is quiet. And man, you hear, let's go Lions. And there's, to be honest, I mean, the Niners fans, we were quiet for a little bit. A couple people around me were like, F this. They want to go I thought they left, but they went to get some drinks. And I got a question here. Shout out Eminem. Eminem's flipping the fans off. And as someone asked me, worst moment of the night at Levi's yesterday. I can take a let's go Lions. I could take that. But when they started saying Jared Goff, I was sick. Like I wanted to throw up. I wanted to throw up. Jared Goff is gonna beat us. Jared freaking Goff? Ain't no way he's gonna beat us. So what changed the momentum? Because I have another question here that's like, what was the momentum shift? Or I would say, what was the momentum shift of the game? It starts halftime. All right. I think we're 21-7 or 24-7. We're not stopping the run. Chase Young is pissing me off because he's walking on the field. Man, it was only Greenlaw and Bosa trying their hardest out there. The offense, they did what they could. I don't think it was on them, honestly. The offense, I mean, then we know what happens. They win the game. But man, that defense. Like I was like, they can't stop the run. Montgomery, Gibbs, running on us, and it looked like when we beat the Packers and we ran for like 300 yards, I was like, I was gonna be like that. But I took a moment to myself. I looked up in the sky, and I said, God, if you're real, please. I'm not gonna say everything I said, but part of it was, it can't end here. It can't end here. Please, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. And then halftime show, it's Journey, and they end there. They sing a couple songs, right? But obviously, Journey, I know them for "Don't Stop Believing," and I was like, we ain't gonna lose. We can't stop believing. And they ended with that, and it starts. We scored 3 points, but then everything shifts. Everything starts working our way. Do you feel that Brandon Ayuk brought out the momentum for the Niners comeback? I'll get into that. It got to be the fumble that changed it all. So obviously, I think we score, right. We score. McCaffrey scores, but I think the momentum change for everything was other than Journey. It got to be a you catch right there. The IU catch because it was almost an interception. And if it was intercepted, man, it would have sunk the stadium down. We would have been like, damn, that was it. Because like I said, we got the ball starting second half and we should have scored, but we got the field goal. And that was also kind of like, man, we really needed to score. But I think we were able to stop them. They didn't score. They might have just scored a field goal. I think, yeah. I don't remember, man. That game was different emotions. But anyways, the Brandon Ayuk catch. I thought it was a touchdown. They said he was down, but then man, it takes us a while to score that touchdown. We do, so now it's we're one touchdown away from tying the game, and I'm like, we're not gonna lose. We're gonna win. And then I'm like, I was like, I didn't even notice the fumble. So the play is happening. I could see the play clearly. They stop him, and I'm celebrating that they stopped him because he only gained what like a yard, and then boom, fumble. The whole stadium erupts. Like I'm jumping up and down. Everyone's hugging each other. We score. It's a tied game, and I'm like, we're not this. Ain't no way we're losing. Ain't no way. And then they have a chance. They have a chance to quiet us again. And obviously, we know their downfall. And obviously, I got a couple comments on their coach Campbell. He gambled a lot. He went on fourth a lot. He could have scored field goals. And they would have. They they would have won the game or they would have tied the game with the field goals. But the Lions have been like that all season. Is what they got them here, and unfortunately, is what prevented them to go to the Super Bowl. And it all falls to experience. The Niners, we've been here, and obviously different emotions. 4 years ago, we lost the Super Bowl, but then after that, we've been NFC Championship. We've lost. We've lost last year. Heartbreaking. We didn't have quarterbacks. Eagles did their thing. I'm not gonna. That's in the past now. I didn't really like the Niners after that game, saying if we would have had a quarterback, because I was like, it doesn't matter. We lost. But we proved it this season beating them. And then Purdy proved it to me. He brought us to the Super Bowl and they were right. And they're right. We're in the Super Bowl now. But it's not the Niners' fault that the Lions, they stopped running the ball and they made some questionable decisions. That's not our fault. We can only control what we can control. And we scored points, decisive stops, and we're here. We're here at the Super Bowl. We're 2 weeks away from. I'm 2 weeks away from knowing, from having ecstasy or heartbreak. But I have a own question that I must tell you guys. So I had a conversation yesterday. So obviously, and I got here. Best moment at Levi's, man. Best moment was when the game was over. When Purdy he kneeled it. Everyone celebrated. Seeing them win the NFC Championship. Me being there. I've been to a wild card game, divisional game, but being at an NFC Championship, the closest thing to a Super Bowl. Seeing my team win, seeing the confetti fall down, enjoying that moment, enjoying the moment with the fans around me, all sharing, one thing in common, a love for this team. That was the best moment there. Tears, obviously. I get tearful with sports. And something I'll remember for the rest of my life. Now, like I said, today, yesterday, I'm enjoying this. But tomorrow and going forward, this is not what I want. What I want is in 2 weeks to win the Super Bowl. That right there, the job ain't finished, the job ain't done. But it's okay to cherish this. Cherish this right now. Enjoy it. Let's not get cocky. The job ain't done. And definitely, it ain't going to be easy. It's going to be the hardest game ever. And the Niners have to play 110% from when the whistle starts to the whistle blows. Because if we play like how we've been playing these past couple games, I'm sorry, Niners fans. I'm sorry. I'm faithful, but it is gonna be tough. Let's see. We got a couple here. Wrong. The momentum changed when Dan Campbell went for on fourth down, up 14. Could have made it 17 points, and it was cut to 7. I agree with that. Yeah, that is true because it was like if we caused a turnover because we got the ball back and they didn't score. I agree with you. Dan Campbell lost the game for the Lions. Yep. I mean, but that's them. That's not. We did what we had to do. It's not our fault, that's how they've been all season. That's been their mantra. They go for it. They go for the 2 points. They go on fourth down on they go against the analytics, right? And potentially going for it on, let's think about it. If we go back going for 2 against the Cowboys, could have prevented them from being the number 1 seed, and then we would have had to play over there. So it all, is what got them there, but unfortunately is what it was not what prevented them from going to the Super Bowl. Can't blame Dan Campbell for going out fourth. He wanted to completely demoralize a team that feeds off the home energy crown. His players were the ones that fumbled the bag. But as Daniel said too, I mean, they score that field goal, they make it a 17-point game, and then at the end, they don't have to go for that onside kick. There's a lot of things that could have happened, and the night, it could have been a lot for them to come back from. You blame Dan Campbell for it all. A good coach takes the points in the game that is going to put you in the Super Bowl. I agree. I mean, you got to be smart. Like, you got to think, you got to take the points when you have them, because you don't know, like I said, you don't know when you're going to need them, or you don't know if you're ever going to get them again. Sometimes you do have to go for it, but I agree. I mean, it falls on him. He's the coach. Dan Campbell's coaching and risk taking got them there in the first place. Never forget the Lions went 0-16 before him. That was also maybe 10 years ago, no? But I guess it's a double-edged sword for them. It's going to win them games, but unfortunately, I don't think it'll win them championships having that mentality. You got to be smart. You got to decide when to do those things. And like I said, I mean, it's not the Niners' fault. They capitalized on what they had to do. They had to take care of their own business. They had to score, stop them. And if they want to take those risks, that's on them. I mean, it's when you play poker. If you don't have a good card, if you don't got a good hand and you go all in for it, and someone has a good hand and they know they have a good hand, they're not gonna say oh, I'm gonna fold because I feel bad for him. They're gonna go all in too, because they say, hey, I got pocket aces with two aces in the river. What can you do, right? But yeah, I mean, the job back to, so now what I want to talk about is Purdy a game manager. Yesterday's game, I know the talk's been on Purdy all week. We got people talking about him that he's not that good. He's a game manager. Is the team around him? And even we've had shows with myself. I've said I want to see more of him. But these past 2 games, man, what can you say about Brock Purdy, man? You wanted to see him to come back from behind, win the game. He did that last week. Oh, it was only 4 points. He came back from what? 14, 17 points in the NFC Championship game when it mattered. If he messes up, it's over. He did it with his legs. He made some plays. He had that play with Juszczyk, and it's like he has that it factor that I've always felt confident in him, but there was always that doubt, because it's like, man, we've been fooled, gypped by the Jimmy G, but he did it in the biggest stage, an NFC Championship game down. He brought the team back. He was the reason we won the game. Yes, we have playmakers. We have Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, but he's also part of that. He made some plays with his legs, and I'm confident in him. And it's time for him, to show it in an even bigger stage in the Super Bowl against Mahomes. Because if he beats Mahomes and if he wins the Super Bowl, what's going to be the talk now? Well, does he have to win 2, 3? He's going to do it against the GOAT, the best quarterback of this new generation. So my hats off to Purdy. He he proved a lot of doubters wrong, and I believe in my guy. I believe in BCB. Like the teachers say, we all in, we all in. But Brock Purdy, there was something I wanted to say about something else that I had. And don't get me wrong, people. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's better than Mahomes. I'm not gonna say he's better than Josh Allen, Lamar. It's just they're different quarterbacks, right? I mean, Lamar. I mean, the man. I still think that threat with his legs is I don't think no one has in the NFL, but can we say, I mean, when it mattered most, Brock Purdy, 2 seasons in, 2 NFC championships, 1 Super Bowl appearance. And this is only his second year. He's only going to get better. He did it with his legs too. Sneaky mobile. You can't hate on him. Can't hate on him. Brock Purdy is good enough and only going to get better, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I think he's better than good enough now. I mean, before a lot of us were he's good for us, he's good enough, but he put his team on his back. I mean, he has that mentality. I think sometimes we forget, sometimes it's this and it's this thinking that, what, I'm the best on the field and I believe it, and all you need is that motivation to give the extra of you to make the extra play, to try something that you didn't that's out of the ordinary, and he made plays like that, and I'm confident in him. That's my guy. He a little short though. Drew Brees was, and Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer. It's like in soccer, the team that plays the best doesn't always win the games. It's the team that scores goals. Niners capitalize off the Lions' mistakes. Props to them. Well said. But can we say that Brock Purdy is the best quarterback of that draft class? Pick it. But amazing game yesterday. Enjoy it, Niners fans. Faithful. I hope you guys had enjoy it. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy everything that this next couple weeks are going to bring. The media availability, the build up to the Super Bowl. And if you're a Chiefs fan as well, enjoy the build up. You guys deserve it. And I know a lot of people didn't want this Chiefs Niners. I think they wanted Chiefs Lions. That's what I kept seeing on the internet. And I know there was that thing, right? The Ravens, Niners. Well, now we know that's fake too. But it's always cool. It's cool to find patterns. It's cool to, superstitious things. I think that's cool. But I'm just happy we're in the Super Bowl. But the job ain't finished. One more to go. I'm not celebrating NFC championships. I want the Super Bowl. I want number 6. Now, we got other things we need to touch on. So obviously, I didn't do the power ranking. I mean, there's 2 teams left. I can do a power ranking if you guys want. Chiefs number 1, obviously. GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. They, like I said, their road to the Super Bowl, I think, was tougher. I mean, the Dolphins cakewalk, but Bills in Buffalo, Lamar in Baltimore. You got to give them one. And then the Niners, obviously, they're the best team in NFC. They defeated every NFC playoff team. They defeated the Packers. They defeated the Bucks. They defeated the Lions. They defeated the Cowboys. They defeated the Eagles. I think that's all of them, right? They defeated Seattle. They defeated the Rams. I'm sorry. They're the best team in the NFC. You can't argue with that. And these are the 2 teams that deserve to be in the Super Bowl. Another thing I want to touch on is I think Kyle Shanahan, there's a lot been said about, when he's down, he tends to, there was that stat, right, that when he's down, like what 4 points going into fourth quarter. He was like 0-30, and he was able to overcome that last week. And then there was talks, this past game that maybe he's not clutch. Maybe maybe it's him that's holding us back. But yesterday, I mean, they never folded. They kept believing. They stuck to what they know, and the experience he's gained is ultimately what made the Niners win compared to the Lions. They're a young team, but I think he needs to win this next one, or else that's always going to stick with him. The 28-3, the being 20-10 against Mahomes, and then us crumbling. Even with the Rams, we were up in the NFC Championship and we lost. So this is also a big game for him, and is going up against Andy Reid, who had the same questions earlier in his career, but now he has two Super Bowls, and Andy Reid with preparation. I don't know what the stats is, but I think he wins most of those games. But I think this season we've learned a lot about Kyle. He's matured, and what I noticed was that final play where we sealed it, we won the game. I've never seen him embrace a quarterback like that. He hugged Brock Purdy, and that that's his guy. They're both in sync right now. They're, like Steve Young says, Brock Purdy has a force. Brock Purdy is Luke Skywalker, and Kyle Shanahan, he's Yoda, leading the way, showing him the way of the force. And let's see what we got. He's not a better player than Lamar, but I think you can argue that he's already had a better career than both of them, the NFC Championship and maybe a Super Bowl in his first 2 years. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you can't. I think Alberto said too. The physical Obi-Wan. Yeah, actually Obi-Wan and Bill Walsh is Yoda. I agree, but I think Alberto alluded to he is a little short, right? And what Lamar and Allen they have is they're big. Obviously Josh Allen is big. Pause. The cannon of an arm, mobility you could say, but pretty sneaky mobile. And yesterday, I mean, if you watch like some Steve Young highlights, he had a Steve Young runs. He runs, which is kind of dangerous, but he runs with his head forward, trying to get extra yards. Hopefully, he doesn't get hit. But he back to the game manager. He a gamer. He a game changer. He he could put the team on his back. He a baller. I think he a baller. So is this your final ranking? Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Niners, Lions. I guess, man. I mean, hey, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll put the Niners third. Obviously, the Ravens beat us, and the Chiefs. They're the Chiefs. But I would put us. Third. Where my boy? They're right here.
How about them Cowboys?
They're always here. I don't know if you saw today, Jerry Jones. They interviewed him in the radio show, and he said he's happy that the Cowboys are still in conversations, and that tells you what's more important to him for the Niners, the Cowboys brand, than the Cowboys winning. But y'all might need to get a new owner. But now, dun dun dun, dun Barca ass. I don't know if Pepe's you're here, but I know Alberto you're here. Barca, man, what's going on? They just can't win. They can't win. Hobby said that at the end of the season he's walking, and I don't want to put the blame on Hobby. I think Barca, there's more to them. It's more of they just I think they don't have money. They don't have money. Their players they have, I think, aren't Barca quality players. And they're kind of in a hole where I think in a couple shows ago they alluded maybe they should just go with their young players, kind of like punt the next couple seasons, don't put expectations, and try to build up a team like that. Sell any valuable players they have to get some money back. But I don't put it on Javi. Last year he won the La Liga. This year, I mean, what he's trying to implement, I don't think he has the right players to do it with. And I think Hobby, he's going to get an opportunity somewhere else. I don't know why it came to my mind, but I don't know if it's gonna. Obviously, they would rather have maybe Javi Alonso than Javi, but I would say why doesn't Liverpool give Javi a chance? But I think Javi he's also wants to. I saw in his interview he wants to spend time with his family, so maybe he'll take a couple time like couple months off. But I would be intrigued by that Javi in Liverpool. I don't know Liverpool fans. What do you think about that? Do you prefer Javi Alonso? Obviously, Javi Alonso's having a an amazing season at Leverkusen, but Javi Ball at Liverpool, that doesn't sound bad. If the Niners cross the Ravens and Bills in the playoffs, I don't think the Niners have a chance after what I saw these playoffs. They obviously can't play them in the playoffs, but that's my take. It's sad to see Barca in the state, and that's coming from me. Hey, I did not expect you to say that, Alberto. Manden a Lewandowski to the Quakes. Time to get that bag. I mean, he had TikTok, or time to start making TikToks. I mean, Lewandowski ain't the same Lewandowski that he was in Bayern. That's for sure. Um, but I was also asked, what would be the man? What manager would I would benefit Barca, to get, or who should they seek as their new head coach? And I was thinking about this. A couple things came to my mind. Maybe obviously Barca they have a style of play, right? They want possession, tiki taka, beautiful football, right? But maybe they might need a coach with a new mentality, a new way of playing. Um, I don't know why. The first one to came to my mind, obviously. I mean, he's out there. He has some ties to Barca, but why don't they give Mourinho a chance? And before everyone's like, no. Listen, they need to change their mentality. And Mourinho, that's what he does. Changes mentality. It's gonna be ugly style of play, but it wins games. It wins games. And Mourinho with his players, he gives them that belief. He makes them play better than what they actually are. Why not? At this point, why not? What's there to lose? If you guys are bad, then oh well. I mean, you guys are already bad. So that's one. Same with I don't know what's his status with Bayern, but Tuchel. I miss Tuchel in Chelsea, and it's the same thing. The mentality, the belief that let's think about it. Chelsea won that Champions League against Man City, heavy underdogs. I even was like, man, it's going to be a tough task going against Pep's Man City. Obviously, they didn't have Haaland back then, but his style of play works. It may get old, but it works. He has a good structure, and that's also a candidate. And then there's obviously Javi Alonso, but I think he would probably go to Real Madrid, but money talk. Oh, they don't have money, but I would say maybe a coach like that brings a different mentality, brings a different style of play, because at this point, what's there to lose? Lamil Jamal's their hell, man. He only he's like 17. But like I said, Pepe's, I don't know if you're here. Are those candidates you're thinking about? Um, is there another candidate I'm missing? I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's other. I mean, I did put out there, what if they get a club? But I think club, like I say, he wants to take a year off. But man, if club was to go to Barca, it's a that would be the power move Barca would need to do. But do they have the money? Does club even want to go to Barca? I don't know. And this is not a topic, but obviously, Klopp he just said that at the end of the season he wants to take a break off. It's causing him a lot of stress. He wants to spend time with family. But man, obviously, I'm a big Chelsea fan. But man, Klopp, he will be missed. His personality. I saw a video. I guess there was this like obviously this sick kid. His dream was his favorite team is Liverpool. He calls them their best friend. I don't know if you guys have seen this video. Very heartwarming. He says Liverpool's my best friend during my hard time. So Liverpool invites him, to go to practice. That he goes to a game. This kid tears up, and I'm like, damn. Like, I understand. I know the kid is obviously going through harder things than any of us are going through. Being sick. But his joy of a team could bring him like that, and then club does a step further. He invites him, to his office. They have a chit chat, and it's very genuine. Like club is genuine; it's not fake. Like he's like, you're getting a friend from me today. I wish you all the best. and things like that. Is like, man, like Klopp brings all that. Like he invited all the players to say hi to this kid, and that's a thing he'll cherish forever. So Klopp, wherever he goes or whatever he does, man, he has my respect. What extraordinary job Javi Alonso has done with Leverkusen. Oh, Alonso to Liverpool. Yep. I think they're playing well. I mean, obviously Leverkusen is not like one of those top German teams. There's Bayern and stuff, but I think with what he's doing, they're playing very well. He's a young coach. Um, he doesn't have the resume, but Zidane didn't either. And then we saw what he did with Real Madrid. I saw that too. They can promote Mark. I saw Rafael Marquez. That could be one. I don't know much of. I know he's in the Barca. What's it called? The Barca 2 team or whatever it's called, Barca B, or like their lower one. And I think he's doing a great job. But that could be one. Barca needs Spotify premium to go up. They can't keep selling grass anymore. They sell grass? Damn, that's crazy. They that broke? Damn, that sucks. But um, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I like this comment that you said, Alberto. Because it's not fun. It's not a fun rivalry when you just dominate the other team, right? So obviously, Real Madrid, they've been amazing these past couple years. Hmm. Sorry, guys. The I just got breaking news. The word on the street, Nagelsmann. That's one option for Barca. But that's a good comment because in order to be a rivalry, both one has to win one, the other has to win one. Obviously, when we're growing up, that Barca Real Madrid back and forth. Obviously, Barca was dominating for a little bit. Then the tide shifted when um, Real Madrid won that Copa del Rey. I remember where Ronaldo he scored that header over. He scored like a header to win it, and then that shifted the momentum. And then the Champions League games, like that's how you build a rivalry. Like obviously, if let's say Real Madrid fans they enjoy the Barca downfall, but like Alberto says right here, he also wants them to be a little bit better, so it's a lot more interesting. For example, Niners Cowboys. It's a rivalry from back in the '90s, but lately we handle them, and yeah, it would be nice for it to be interesting these next couple of years. But hey, I'm never upset if the Cowboys are trash or Seattle or Manchester United. Grass and chairs again. Batman and the Joker. Exactly, man. When what's it called? When immovable how was it? When a non-stoppable force meets an immovable object. That's what they are. Um we got this one too. Where my voice at? It's getting better. Obviously a lot of screaming yesterday. Rank these plays. Juwan's one-handed catch, Ayuk off the hizzy or Gibbs fumble. Ayuk 1, Gibbs 2, Juwan Jennings, that was a great catch, but it was also kind of like Purdy. That was when he threw that, I was like, no, yes, because cross the body over the middle, very dangerous. Dark Knight, you better get it right. Of course. Dark Knight, best movie of all time, man. Um, we also got this one where I know we're jumping back and forth, but this one was intriguing. No, we already did that one. It was who would you pick as your quarterback? Mahomes or Tom Brady in a win or go home game. So basically, Super Bowl, 2 minutes left, have to drive the field down. Who am I taking? Iguodala. Now, very interesting. We have basically the current GOAT versus the GOAT of all time, right? And I was like, man, I think it's easy. I mean, I got to go Tom Brady because 6 Super Bowl wins. He is the GOAT right now, the greatest of all time. He has beat Mahomes in a Super Bowl, and he has beat him in the AFC Championship to go to a Super Bowl. Obviously, Mahomes was young, and that Super Bowl, Mahomes did not have an O line, and he was running for his life. But 6 Super Bowls, man. Tom Brady, the GOAT. It's like saying who would you take? And this is gonna cause controversy. Michael Jordan, LeBron, you gotta take Michael Jordan. It's the same thing right now. Maybe in 10 years it could be different. Maybe Mahomes by then will have 8 Super Bowls and then this take will look dumb. But all chips on the table, I gotta take Brady, man. He's the GOAT to this day right now, but it could change. But right now, I'm taking Tom Brady. But you could argue as well. Mahomes is obviously more physically gifted. He's mobile, better arm. I mean, he can throw it 80 yards in the air. He has that it factor as well. Younger, but if we're talking, I got to take Brady. I'm taking Brady until, I'm taking Brady. What do you guys think about that? Tom Brady, yeah. But it could change. Maybe it's another player that we don't know yet. Maybe it's Baker Mayfield. Maybe it's Dak Prescott. Maybe from next year till 2033, the Cowboys win it back to back to back to back, and it's Dak Prescott. Who knows? It could change. But no, it's Brady. What else do we got? Let's go to this one. Who would I pick to perform at the Super Bowl? And the criteria was they have to be alive. Because obviously, if you can pick anyone, you guys would have known my pick. But that's a great. I don't know, man. I mean, I think this year Usher. I think he's gonna be good. It's Usher, man. I mean, he has bangers, and I've seen the videos of his live shows. But if I had to choose I mean, it got to be someone, a legend. That'll be cool. You know what they should do is actually no, but whoever's in the Super Bowl, like maybe have like E40 because he's the Bay. In Kansas City, I don't know. I don't know who's from Kansas City. There's someone called like Technology 10 or something. I don't know. I've never heard of this artist before. Maybe if Tony's here, he can tell me. But I've never heard of a Kansas City artist in my life. But that would be cool. Like have have like E40, bunch of Bay Area people. But I don't know who. I guess I mean maybe I don't know. They've had Beyonce. Have they had Taylor Swift? Who cares? Maybe actually Tigres del Norte, big Niners fans. Let's put them in the Super Bowl. Hell of a show. San Luis Miguel in there. Pura así. It's Vegas, right? Yeah, have Luis Miguel, Tigres del Norte, Tribal MTY for my people that know. Banger of a show right there. That's what we have. Let's see. See what we got. Tiesto. Yep. That would be Tiesto. That would be a good one. Tiesto and the guy that does Curacao. Ooh, that's a Bunny special. That and like Pitbull's already done the Super Bowl, right? And Pitbull, ooh, banger. Top 5 Pachuca players of all time. Amazing question. You guys don't know, obviously, my Mexico team is Pachuca. Growing up, amazing team. They won many championships. They won the Sudamericana. Banger of games. We had a final against America. Such an amazing feeling beating America in the final. That semifinal, my Chivas fans, where you at? Semifinal where they were up like 3-1 or like I forgot. We needed a goal to win. Last minute, they cross it. You think Calero scores the game winner, but it was Aquivaldo Mosquera in the last minute, man. The emotions as a kid, beating Chivas, beating Cruz Azul. Sorry, but if I okay, number one for me, no doubt about it, Calero. Rest in peace, El Condor goalie. He would wear a hat. That's my number one guy. Number two, I gotta go La Chilindrina. That guy was special. The Chilindrina on the wing. He was just nasty with the footwork. Number three, Chitiba, another amazing player on the wing. Number four has to be Caballero, handling the midfield. And then number five, I'm gonna have to go. Fuck, I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, Chaco Jimenez. I know a lot of Cruz Azul fans. They, that's their guy. That's who. I guess they attach with Cruz Azul. But when he was in Pachuca, he won titles. And man, that he was amazing. So I got Calero, Chilindrina, Chitiba, Caballero, and El Chaco Jimenez. And as in the show, you know, that old Mexican soccer days has a like I feel like a bunch of you guys has a amazing place in our hearts because that's how we grew up watching sports. Obviously most of us we followed whatever our family followed, right? Chivas because our dad was a Chivas, our mom was a Chivas fan, America, whatever. Toluca for me, Pachuca because that's where my family's from. Even though my dad he's a Cruz Azul fan, but me growing up, they were the team and Pachuca, and it was also out of the box as well because, like I said, it's either America or Chivas. Now it's I guess Monterrey, Tigres, um, but those days don't compare, man. The Cuauhtemoc Blancos, the Ramoncito Morales. Like I said, we always talk about it. Another guy we don't give a lot of love to is El Chelito Delgado. Man, look him up if you guys don't know. You youngsters, El Chelito Delgado, man. Herrera Chucky. I went with the nostalgia, Daniel, but I do feel bad not picking Chucky. You're right. You're right. I just went with nostalgia. I'm sorry, but great top five, brings back memories. Bofo, Omar Bravo. But you're right. Chucky got to be in the top five. You're right. I apologize. But who do I take out? Who do I take out? The thing is, those five players won many championships with Pachuca. Yes, Chucky won one, and he went to Europe. No hate. It's tough, man. But I gotta maybe Chucky's 5A. They're the Chaco's 5B and Chucky's 5A. But I just went with my nostalgia, man. My inner kid, which brings me to so I have a topic that I came up. Obviously, us here in this space, sports, it means a lot, right? It's very important. It's for some of us, it's an amazing feeling. It's a happiness, but it could also bring you sadness. And that's the beautiful part of sports, right? How it's up and down. But when it's up, it's amazing because of the heart. Maybe your team was ass and now they win the championship and you're like, man, I've been through it on the worst and they won and it means the world, right? But a lot of people they always say it's not that important. Sports aren't that important. Um, there's other things in life that, you know, that should bring you happiness, not sports. And I get where those people are coming from. And I had this conversation, obviously, after the game yesterday. I was ecstatic, over the moon. I was like, this is like one of the happiest days of my life. And my girlfriend's like, oh, there's other things that should be the happiest days of your life. Not, sports isn't everything in life. And I was like, to you it may not be, but to me it is. To me, sports is ever since I was a kid, kicking a ball, watching teams playing. I guess when you play, you also feel it more because and obviously I was no pro. We have a pro in here. He probably feels it more than us, but when you win, like that's the greatest feeling, especially a championship or you're part of a team that's undefeated. That's like one of the best feelings ever in the world. And it means I think it means everything to me. And now as a fan, being at that stadium, cherishing them, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm cherishing the moments because who knows, maybe the Niners don't ever come back to this place again. But I was there, and I can tell my kids that I was there, and that's the memories that I will always have for the rest of my life. And if they win one, because I've 30, I'm about to be 31. I've never seen the Niners win a championship. I've seen them lose twice, and that would be cherry on top. Ludueña. He did play for Pachuca, but it wasn't Ludueña Prime. I always connect him to Santos. The only player I know that wore soccer shorts and sag, Ludueña. But he played for us for a bit, but I can't put him as a top 5 of Pachuca. He's top 5 in Santos, but not for us. But what do sports mean to you guys? Do you guys take it as seriously as me? Like, is it just, I watch it, yeah, it's good, but there's other things more important. Obviously, family's important. Obviously, to an extent, right? I mean, memories with friends or family, significant others. That's obviously it's a different category. But sports to me is also a different category, and it's also an important part of my life. And I enjoy it. It's what brings me joy. It also brings me incredible sadness, and sometimes I wish that the world ended. But that's the beauty of sports: the highs and lows. And it correlates, it gives you life lessons as well with life. There's highs, there's lows. And Landin, bro, he was good, but he ain't top 5, bro. He missed a lot of goals, and look at his career. He played with us. He played for a couple teams in Mexico, and then he was lost. See, Alberto, Hala Madrid nada más. Like, but that's true. Like I said, sports builds character. It gives you life lessons. You could lose one day, and then the next day you have a chance to win. You have a chance for an incredible comeback story. It builds character. But as everything, if you have a balance, you're able to balance it. As long as everything's healthy, and that's what matters. But that's my thoughts on sports. More questions that we got. See, I think I got all okay. Got that. We got a very controversial one. Who would I choose as the best man and why? Redwood United, bro. Exactly. Top 5 Sequoia players that I played with. I can do that, but before, let me say this: top Redwood United players of all time. So if you play for Redwood United, and it's incredible memories, right? I was going through the Facebook memories, and I saw the picture pop up. Man, we looked hella little kids. And you could say Alberta was a team full of misfits, right? You had, but you're right. I mean, those are one of the best memories. My dad coached us for a little bit. Obviously, Juan, what was it? Chris's dad coached us for a while. And look what that team became too. At first, we just said it because we would always play after school. We made a team, and then eventually, my senior year, we were pretty good. Obviously, the main core wasn't there anymore. We got a lot of other players, but we would practice in Redwood High School when the small ass field. Top 5 Sequoia players. All right, that I played with. I'm gonna stick to when I was there. So 2007, 2011. Damn. Best player I've ever played with. I gotta be number 1, number 2. No, I'm kidding. Julio has to be one of my top 5. Amazing midfielder, amazing captain. I don't know if you Julio. I don't even know if you watched this, but he great leadership on the field, man. And he was the motor of our team. Amazing midfielder. Pepe's got to be up there. Versatile player, could play in the defense. But in high school, I think he played more of a midfielder, young player as well. But he always stood out because he would voice his opinion. His first year, I think sophomore year, you were in varsity, but he was put under a wing. I remember by the older players, but as the season progressed, he became a key player from our team. Conchas too. He wasn't quick, but his touch, his ball placement, his free kicks, amazing. The hair made it better. Who else? Who else? Who else? I gotta put my boy Sam. Um, my favorite player to play with, obviously my champion. For you guys who know, um, Jerry as well. I can't leave out Jerry. Boyle, Boyle, like which Boyle? I don't know. If, my boy Boyle, he was good, but I know there was another Boyle that was older, but I didn't really get to play with him. Um, but but I know there was a Boyle that was older, and I think he was a striker, right? Is that who you're referring to? My respects to him too, but I didn't really know him. But I know my boy Boyle. We were bench captains, but he would play a lot more than me, and amazing player too. He had a motor. He could shoot with both feet. Good defender. Probably one of the hardest people like to go around. I would think that I played against in practice. He was very hard to go around. He knew where you were gonna go. But my hats off to him. Where Pollo, Missy, I don't know where you've been at, but if there's that Pollo, Luis Melgoza, Pollo. But I know there was another Pollo. Uruguayo gotta be number one, man. He number one for me. It's funny because man, Julio, he sold us with this guy. He from Uruguay. He gonna play better than everyone. Um, he gonna be better than everyone. And then was I remember they made us run around the school, and this guy was freaking fast. I was like, damn, like I'm never gonna play now. And then they give him the ball. That guy was ass, bro. Like he practiced one day, and then I think he became like a nerd geek or like I don't know. He did something else. He didn't play soccer for sure. You're right, as a midfielder. SMero Melgosa. Yeah. Hey, if you know where he had, man, shout out. Tell him to hit me up, man. He was a great player. Alberto, remember our German assistant coach? I think he was German. Second division Germany. Yep, I remember him. Hey, that guy can burn in hell. Yeah, Sebastian, no. Man, when Sebastian was coaching us, that's when I played my best ball. He Coach Julio, I respect you. Always be my coach. I respect you. But Coach Sebastian, he actually, put some tactics. He made us see. I didn't see my bad. Jaime Pepizon, top scorer. Okay. And then Roger. I think which Roger? Old school Roger? Or the Roger, the younger Roger. He was good, but I don't think he played right. But he was good. Unless it's another Roger. But yeah, Coach Sebastian, we played probably our best ball with him. His practices were fun. He's a good coach. If that's the Roger you're speaking, that's yeah, because I didn't want to put his things out there, but great player, Roger. He's a great player. But if any younger or any high school players, remember, student athlete. Student is first, so that's important. Because I can name a top 5 of players that didn't make grades. It could be a top 10 list. There was a lot of great players that didn't play. And good thing I was a smart kid, or else I probably would have not played because I made it because I had grades and I was all right. But if these other players had made grades, there was no chance I was making it. Hell no. So thank you, Fair Oaks. I appreciate you guys being athlete students because I was a student athlete. Hey, t- top one, top one team manager Alberto. He top 3 Sequoia defenders. Alfredo number 1 for sure. That's my guy, Alfredo. Tanque. Carlos Ramos, your brother. He was good. Definitely. Yeah, but hey, that fool's good. Roger, if you're watching this too, my bad. You were good, but man, student athlete. Top celebration, me, Gio the Fish, top 2, and it ain't a 2. With the diploma in hand, I see. They say I wouldn't, but I did. That's true. Puro dads, yeah. Lucain, yeah. Alfredo, he a dad. And I can't end the show without shouting out my boy Nene. Congratulations, Nene Vane, to baby Gemma, born to see the Niners go to the Super Bowl. Much love to you guys if you started watching. Gemma, what's up? Theo Gio's in the house. But congratulations to you guys. Can't wait to meet her. Cannot wait to meet her. Does that make sense? I'm losing track. There we go. Is this the real Pollo? You could definitely. Is this the real Pollo? What's up, bro? I put you in my top 5 bench with me. Me, el taquero. We were the all stars of the bench. Marcial. But like I said, you obviously play more than me because, like I said, you can dribble with both feet. Amazing defender. Is you and me moving at the speed of light. But if that's you, hey, how you been, bro? El Pollo Lokes. Did I have one more before? Yeah, I did have one more. I'm sorry, guys. Who would I choose as my best man as why? Obviously, it's gonna be my brother. No questions. It's gonna be my brother. He's my brother. Because it's kind of the pussy way out. I mean, I can't pick one friend over the other. That's impossible. If I had to pick one person, it would be Bonnie. That's the only person I would pick as my best man because Bonnie, special treatment. I text him personally. What's your questions? My show's at 7. It had to be Bonnie, and so I'm going with Bonnie. El Beto Labios, top 10 funny, number 1 funniest player I've played with. Hopefully he's doing good. Damn, shady. Se pierden. No family, non-family best man. Plead the 5th. Yep. Here we go. Y el Barney, pues, everyone a dad now. Barney a dad. Nene a dad. You a dad. We it's a weird time. Some of us are dads, and some of us we still play video games and build Legos and are doing a show here. Different times, but everyone's doing their thing. Everyone's living life how they want it, being happy. That's all that matters. But non-family best man, I said Bonnie. Bonnie gotta be there. My best man. He used to get me in the movies for free. Whenever I would call him, when I was younger, he would buy me alcohol. I had him actually as alcohol provider for a long time before I changed him, obviously, to Giovanni Nunez. So it got to be Bonnie. I mean,
Here we go.
But yeah, we went down a memory hole. Number 1 goalie for me, Barney. Barney, that junior year when we went undefeated, hey, he has some games. But then obviously Victor, he took over. My respects to Victor. Shout out what's it called? Tacos Don Vic. Friend of the show. Amazing goalie too. Amazing goalie, but when he would play on top, slow motion, I will say that. But man, that's crazy. That's crazy. He was summoned. El Pollo. That's crazy, man. That he made it to the show. I hope it's the real one. Maybe it's some random Luis Melchor, but I think that's definitely got to be Pollo. That got to be. I'm trying to remember, man. Because obviously we had the Chris Brown play. Last week we talked about extreme pizza. Those were the days. Getting a pizza con tu galletita with Nene. Good times, man. Great times. Police got alcohol provider on radar now. Oh man, I forgot. Pato too. Number 1. Just got a first and last name. Pato too, man. Amazing player. Everyone's amazing player, man. But the best one to come out of Sequoia, you could say, is right, Chidi. He's a professional player. Did you go to Sequoia? You went to Sequoia, right? Oh, your brother. Hey, your brother, Javi, he was good too. I can't forget. I can't leave the show without giving props to Javi. Amazing player. He just got to shoot more. He would never shoot, but if he was able to shoot, amazing player. And he had a shot. He had a shot. He just I don't know why the goal was there to shoot and he would pass it. I don't understand, but great player. Could shoot with both feet as well. But I'm watching you. El pelon. I think that man, great show, guys. That's it for the questions. Unless we got last minute questions, but obviously, thank you for tuning in. Please like. Let's get the likes. There's 10 people here right now. It takes like millisecond. Just like the video, share it, leave comments. To next week, I will be out of town. I am going to Disneyland. So maybe I'll probably do the show when I come back Thursday night. And obviously right into Super Bowl. Like we're full Super Bowl show, full breakdown, and I'll give who I think is gonna win. Obviously, you guys might know who I'm picking. But let's see, we got no props for Nenny. He played too. Of course, he was also captain bench with me. Puro nos poníamos pop at halftime show. Y'all didn't see me in my prime. We gave you a shout out. Sweetheart Night. Yep, I will be there. Sweetheart Night. Puro Rise of the Resistance, Space Mountain, everything. I was there for the vibes. Yeah, we were there for the vibes. I had an amazing time being on the team. Do I regret not playing a little bit more? Sure. But it is what it is. Can't go back in time. The memory I made was doing the fish. That's what I got. I'll take it. I'll take it. And at the alumni games, I'm there scoring. But like I said, thank you guys again. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated for next week. And I got a podcast coming out. I've been lagging it. I'm sorry, Jaime. This week is coming out for sure. My bad, bro. It's gonna come out. I've been lagging it. My bad. But it will be out this week for sure. All right, guys. Thank you again. Bye-bye.